We have 8 more bills. We need authors. Assembly.
Jim, let him talk to me. Tone me down if I...
Oh, you're perfect. Perfect. Good.
All right. Call me off.
No. I can keep it coming. Yeah, we got 8 more. Got a couple guys here. Okay, yes, Santiago.
20.
Santiago's 19. Okay, want to take item 19? Ready to go? Ready to go? 19?
No, 20 is,
No, 19, Santiago. Assemblymember Santiago's got item 19, and we'll take that bill up now. This is AB 2208. Item 19.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I really appreciate your time. I'll be brief in the interest of the committee.
Well, you can stand there if you want. It's your preference. I mean,
I believe we have a support recommendation from the Republicans. I'll move that bill when appropriate.
okay, there's a motion. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 2208 requires that when local governments update their housing elements, they specifically consider the existence of airspace as a future spot for affordable housing. This makes absolute sense. So, like when you take a look at dense urban areas like the ones that I represent, the ability to build up is the only place that we can do. So we're trying to take a look at the airspace. We accept the committee's amendments and respectfully ask for an aye vote. And we have one witness.
Thank you. We got a witness. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Deborah Carlton with the California Apartment Association. We appreciate this creative solution to our housing affordability crisis, and we respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you. Other witnesses in favor, please?
Marina White with the California Housing Consortium in support.
Okay. Okay, other witnesses? We have witnesses opposing this item. Is there any witnesses opposing? We have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Questions from our committee? I see none. Can we have a close?
I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion, and we will call the roll, please.
Assembly Bill 2208, the motion is do pass as amended and refer to the Appropriations Committee. Senators Bell.
Aye.
Bell, aye. Cannella.
Aye.
Cannella, aye. Allen. Bates. Bates, aye. Gaines. Gaines, aye. Galgiani. Leyva. Leyva, aye. McGuire. Mendoza. Roth. Roth, aye. Wachowski.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, that's 6-0, Assemblyman, and that bill will be remained open until we have other members to vote. Member Holden, we have item 20. This is AB 2222.
Mr. Chairman, that bill has no opposition. I would like to move that bill when appropriate,
Thank you.
as long as there's brevity.
You have the floor. Assemblymember, you have the floor.
Chairman Bell, Senators, I'd like to thank you for letting me present Assembly Bill 2222 to provide low or no-cost transit passes to California's neediest residents, neediest students, I should say. Studies suggest that these students are one of the largest drive-alone populations in our state, and that providing viable transit to these students gets them out of their cars and onto public transit. However, AB 22 doesn't just help our students. This measure is has significant benefits for the growth of transit in our state. That is why agencies including BART and LA Metro have joined our efforts in support. AB 2222 ensures full fare box recovery for all transit agencies, helping agencies achieve their federal minimums and preserve needed federal infrastructure dollars. Additionally, AB 2222 helps foster the next generation of transit riders, encouraging students to use the full array of transit options from rail to bus and beyond. As we continue to debate solutions to cap and trade spending, as well as transportation finance, it is clear we need options with strong bipartisan support. This measure passed the Assembly well beyond the two-thirds vote threshold, and I believe it can do the same in the Senate. Boosting transit helps reduce our congestion and wear and tear on our roads and is vital to achieving this GHG reductions California needs to meet our climate goals and targets. AB 2222 helps students and provides a boon for transit, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Witnesses in favor? Witnesses in favor, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Gloria Oland, and I work for a nonprofit organization called Move LA. And thank you for giving me an excuse to get out of LA today in our fourth day of 100-degree heat, which I know is not a big deal to you in Sacramento, but
I'll see you down there Friday. I'm going down to Los Angeles Friday for the Metro Center. So I'll see you
And
down there with
last night there
some of my colleagues. We're having a special LA hearing on Friday, so.
wow. Anyway, there are fires all around the city. It's just, it feels like Armageddon. It feels like we're doing something wrong. Maybe we're being punished. And I don't care if you call it climate change or if you just think it's cyclical weather patterns, but just please help us find a solution for this ungodly, horrible drought, everything. And I believe that transit is a very important part of the solution because it reduces traffic, fewer idling cars, fewer impervious surfaces, better stormwater absorption, less heat island effect. And that's why we're upping our game with transit in Los Angeles. I mean, the LA Times today said that voters are apparently willing to support a sales tax measure that will raise hundreds of billions of dollars for transit. Polling is very high, but that's cool. But we also need to grow riders. We really need transit riders, and we believe that if we can make it so easy and so inexpensive for students to take transit that pretty soon they'll start making decisions about where to live and work based on whether there's transit nearby, and then they'll also start walking and biking to transit. And that will result in land use and development patterns that will result in ever more walking and biking and transit use, and it will fill empty seats on buses and trains. It will reduce parking demand around schools. It will make it possible for schools to use expensive land for educational purposes instead of parking, help reduce the cost of an education, increase access to opportunity. I'm almost done. Help create more well-educated workforce. And how many public expenditures can get us that kind of a return on the investment?
Okay, thank you.
Please help.
Other witnesses in favor? Who's back over there? I can't see.
Jamie Kinnerk, UCLA student, also representing California Public Research Group.
Okay.
Andrew Antwi on behalf of the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority. We have very robust transit pass assistance programs for seniors and students. We've been operating these programs for years in Los Angeles. I was a beneficiary. I rode the bus to school, Foshay Junior High School. So we support the measure.
I rode the bus till I graduated from college.
Good afternoon.
Occasionally thereafter. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Faro Diaz with the California State Student Association in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members, Moira Top on behalf of the Orange County Transportation Authority in support.
Okay.
Kelly on behalf of California League Conservation Voters in support.
Jeannie Wardweller, California Bicycle Coalition in support.
Joshua Stark, representing Transform, in support. Thank you.
Chelsea Von Geerwood, Townsend Public Affairs, on behalf of the Rancho Santiago Community College District and the Kings Canyon Unified School District in support.
Thank you, Mark McDonald, McCallum Group, on behalf of the Peralta, Los Rios, Los Angeles, and San Diego Community College Districts, all in support. Thanks.
Ryan McElhaney at the Community College Acre, California, representing California's 72 community college districts, in support.
Bill Sadler with the Safe Routes to School National Partnership, in support.
Lydia Bourne, American Academy of Pediatrics, in support.
Alex Graves, California State University, in support.
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers, California Chapter, in support.
Delaney Hunter on behalf of the Ventura County Transportation Commission, in support.
Phoebe Sean, Leadership Council for Justice and Accountability, in support.
Michelle Parasite with Public Advocates, in support.
Kimberly Chen with the California Pan-Ethnic Health Network, in support.
Tim Schott with the San Francisco Bay Area Rapid Transit District, in support.
Okay. Witnesses opposing this, I guess? See if there's any? No? Questions from the committee? Senator Leyva.
Just a quick comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you. I just want to thank the author for bringing this forward. I have said many times that getting us out of our cars and into public transit takes, it's generational and it takes a little oomph. I think this gives us the oomph and tries, really goes a long way in getting people out of their cars. So good idea. Thank you.
There's a motion. You have a closing statement.
I would just thank you, Mr. Chair, for working with us. We appreciate the goals that you've outlined, and we're trying to have this bill meet those, and I appreciate the support of the committee and ask for your support.
Thank you very much. There's no further discussion. We'll call the roll, please.
Assembly Bill 2222, the motion is due pass and re-refer to the Committee on Environmental Quality. Senators Bell.
Aye.
Bell, aye. Cannella.
Aye.
Cannella, aye. Allen. Bates. Gaines. Galgiani. Leyva. Leyva, aye. McGuire. Mendoza. Roth. Roth, aye. Wachowski. 4-0.
You have 4 votes in favor. We'll await the other members to vote. Thank you. And item 29, I think, who's next? Let's see.
Oh, no. Holden has 2 bills.
Oh, yes. Assembly member, can you do your second bill then? This is AB 2442. You have the floor, Assemblyman.
Thank you.
This is 2442, item 22.
Thank you, Chair and Senators. Assembly Bill 2242 allows multiple density bonus to be obtained by a housing developer if the developer agrees to set aside 10% of the units for former foster youth, disabled veterans, and/or formerly homeless individuals. In urban and suburban areas, providing affordable housing options to these populations could be paired with available incentives to build density housing.
I'd like to move that bill.
Thank you, Senator. This is a minor expansion of an existing local incentive program to provide more people of vulnerable populations available or developing housing options. I respectfully ask for your vote.
Thank you.
How about witnesses in favor of the bill, please? Do I see any opposition? Questions from the committee? I see none. We have a motion.
No questions, Senator Bates.
A quick question. I know
Senator Bates.
the lead cities had concerns, and those have been removed. And could you give a quick explanation of that? Some of them, Holden.
Well, I think we've tried to make sure.
Well.
Okay.
They probably should be here to explain it. But they don't seem
Yeah.
to be, so.
But I think, to your point, as the bill has moved through the process, we were responsive to some of their concerns in Assembly Housing, and that gave them an opportunity and us a chance to come together and resolve one of the concerns that they had.
Because it's already existing. It's just an expansion.
Well, it really is creating another tool for local government where there are opportunities for senior set aside and also for low income. This is just expanding to create a greater opportunity for other categories to be addressed as well, because we had an issue in Pasadena where a developer was trying to create density for emancipated foster youth, but the city wasn't, this is in the city of Pasadena, they weren't able to give them that additional bonus of density which they needed in order to make the project pencil out. And so that's really what sparked the need for this bill, was to be able to recognize we needed to address this affected category of young people in this case.
I think working with all three of these categories, the problem with these categories is that the revenue doesn't come in from any of these people. You know, you don't have money from the foster youth coming in for rent. You don't have money from homeless people, disabled veterans, very little. So you really need to have some kind of economic aspect to help the housing project fly and pencil out, if you want to say it that way, both from a construction standpoint, but also an operational to run the program or the facility. Usually it's a, I guess you call it supportive housing kind of program, you know, where you have services with the housing. So you really need to have some kind of incentive for these kind of projects. And it's actually strange that they never had a density bonus for these projects. You know, they're the type of project that normally would, you'd think it'd be a no-brainer that they'd have some kind of incentive. So, excellent bill. Call the roll.
Assembly Bill 2442, the motion is do pass and refer to the Appropriations Committee. Senators Bell.
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella.
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen. Bates. Gaines. Gaines, I. Galgiani. Leyva. Leyva, I. McGuire. Mendoza. Roth. Roth, I. Wachowski.
We have 5 votes, and we will hold the bill open for other members to vote. Okay?
Thank you, Senators.
Assemblymember. Oh, we have Member Cooper here? Okay. Member Cooper, you have, Assemblyman Cooper has item 13, 1965, vehicle retirement replacement. You have the floor, Assemblyman. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 1965 seeks to expand the successful EFMP Plus UP program to help low-income individuals retire their old, dirty vehicles and replace them with cleaner, more reliable cars. Currently, the Plus UP program operates in only 2 air districts classified as extreme non-attainment. The program provides additional down payment incentives to encourage the retirement and replacement of older, less efficient vehicles and advanced technology and cleaner vehicles. With these tax incentive payments, low-income individuals can receive between $4,000 and $9,500 to their replacement vehicle, depending on the make and model. Additionally, the bill requires outreach to low-income households and disadvantaged communities to ensure that the Plus Up program is accessible to the neediest of Californians. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Other witnesses in favor, please.
I'm Tom Knox of Valley Clean Air Now. We're in support. We operate the FMP program. The San Joaquin Valley is working well to bring advanced technology cars to low-income households. Thank you.
Others?
Tom Addison with the Bay Area Air Quality Management District in support. This is not a program that's currently in place in the Bay Area. We think that it would be a good program in the Bay Area, and we're pleased with the recent amendments that would make that a possibility. Thanks to the author for introducing it.
And Mr. Chair, members, Brendan Tuig on behalf of the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District in support.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion on the bill. Do we have other witnesses in favor of this bill? Please come forward.
Matt Klopfenstein with the Union of Concerned Scientists in support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can we have, this is AB 1965. Do we have witnesses opposing this bill? I see none. So we have questions? We have a motion. Would you like to close?
Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Okay, thank you. We'll call the roll, please.
Assembly Bill 1965, the motion is do pass and refer to the Committee on Environmental Quality. Senators Bell.
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella.
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen. Bates. No. Bates, no. Gaines. Galgiani. Leyva. Leyva, I. McGuire. Mendoza. Roth. Roth, I. Wachowski.
We have 4 votes in favor. We will await other members to vote and hold it open. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, Mr., who's next?
Gatto.
Assemblymember Gatto. We have two bills. You have, what is your pleasure? Which one would you like to start with?
See, I can start with 2724, if it pleases the committee.
Okay, that's item 29. You have the floor.
So Assembly Bill 2724, we like to think is a reasonable attempt at making the airspace and the ground in California safer from unmanned vehicles, AKA drones. There are three components to this bill. The first one is it would require that manufacturers include in the packaging a copy of the FAA safety regulations, plus information on how to register a drone. Of course, this is akin to just about how any other consumer product contains safety materials in the packaging, and we think that's a modest step. That does not conflict with federal law, but indeed provides federal law to drone purchasers. Secondly, and this is a key thing for those of us who fly quite a bit, this bill would require that drones that are equipped with GPS capabilities to be also equipped with geofencing capability. This is something that most drones, we're told about 80% of those in the market today, already have these capabilities, and this would be to make sure that if those who have GPS, they can sense when they're going towards an airport, they can then get a geofence beacon beamed to them essentially, and then the drones will quietly and safely land if somebody tries to approach airspace too closely. And third, there's a requirement that drone owners purchase liability insurance for damages caused by the operation of the drone. This requirement will not go into effect until 2020, and that gives time for the industry to underwrite them. We think the industry is at a comparable place to the auto industry in the 1920s. This was, of course, when people started requiring insurance for automobiles. Just makes sense. If you're moving a vehicle through airspace or on roads, you should probably be responsible and have financial responsibility to pay for any damages that you cause. I will be accepting the committee's recommended amendments, which will correct a drafting error to clarify that only the insurance requirement will be subject to the delayed implementation date, to clarify that geofencing technology prevents drones from flying anywhere prohibited by law, not just within 5 miles of an airport, and of course that covers fires as well. And also specify that the Department of Transportation, which is the state agency with an aeronautics department, will determine the adequate insurance levels. And with that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
My understanding is those amendments will be taken in the process of the bill going to the next committee.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. I just want to clarify that for the members, okay? But he's accepting those. Questions or speakers in favor of this bill? Any speakers? Come forward, please. Speakers opposed? Other speakers opposed? Anybody would like to speak against this bill? Or please come forward, yeah. Welcome.
Mr. Chairman, members, I'm Steve Suchel with the American Insurance Association. First off, we'd like to thank the author for the delayed implementation date of the insurance requirement, but at the same time, we regretfully have to oppose the mandated insurance requirement. In general, AIA opposes mandated insurance. In California, financial responsibility is only mandated for automobiles, but there are a number of activities which are equally dangerous in our view that where mandatory insurance is not required, most notably model aircraft. A model aircraft can do probably as much damage as a drone could, but there's no requirement for insurance. Also, there's no requirement for insurance on boats or pets. So we're just, the idea of mandatory insurance presents difficulty, and for that reason we oppose the bill. Thank you.
So you're opposed to the amended version?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
We're making amendments here.
Yes.
You looked at those and you're opposed to it?
It's the mandatory insurance provision, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, got it. Okay, other witnesses, please.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Michael Gunning, Personal Insurance Federation, echoing the comments of Mr. Suchel. One of the very first lessons we learn here is mandated insurance is usually followed by government pricing, so we want to echo his comments and are opposed as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, other witnesses in favor or against? I see none. Do we have questions from the committee? Senator Roth?
You know,
maybe you can respond to the insurance issue as well. Go ahead, Senator.
I ask the same question of my colleague on her series of, I'll call them drones, unmanned vehicle bills, and that is the 5-mile radius requirement and the prohibition. Thinking here in Sacramento, when you have Sacramento Executive and you have the old Mather, and I don't know what the radius would be, but conceivably you could have whole swaths of the city where no one could operate a drone at all. And that would include hobby drones. So it's a little bit, I just ask her to consider that as her bill moves forward, and I'd ask you the same.
Sure, so I asked those same questions of our colleague. We just heard her bill this afternoon in the Privacy Committee. I met with her a few days ago, and I asked those same questions. This bill is considerably less broad. It is considerably more narrow. The anticipated zones that we believe are in this bill are airports, commercial airports, plus also firefighting activities. The other options, of course, are helipads, and obviously a helipad prohibition would ban large swaths of the city because most of the buildings around here have helipads on them. But this bill only applies to those geofencing requirements in the bill only apply to the drones that have that geofencing capability. So these are not hobby drones. These are the larger drones that will cause that type of damage. So we believe this is a significantly narrow bill. I have nothing against our colleague's bill. I voted for it today in privacy, but we believe this is a significantly more narrow bill, and it's been carefully crafted so we don't prohibit drones, altogether. But I will say, like anything else, when there's a high-profile incident, the backlash is often much more severe than anybody in the industry would care for it to be. I was at my house in Los Angeles 3-4 months ago, and I got a call from a newspaper reporter because a drone had hit or come close to hitting a Lufthansa aircraft as it landed at LAX. You can imagine how scared the pilot was and the people on that plane. If that incident had been more tragic than it was, obviously there was no loss of life, the plane just scared people, had to do some evasive maneuvers, there would be a call to ban drones. And so I think it behooves the legislature to pass something thoughtful before, so that there isn't a high-profile incident and then we all overreact, which tends to happen around here. And we think that this bill is that narrowly crafted, and it's a modest measure to do that.
Well, my point, I guess, is, and again, in Sacramento, I don't know where the 5 miles where it hits, but those of us who fly, there's certain profiles that you need to be concerned about, and that's takeoffs and landings and approaches. Pattern altitude at airports is probably higher than your bill covers anyway, since isn't this 500 feet below or 400 feet and below?
I'm not sure if our bill, I think our bill is agnostic on the feet requirement because this is a geofencing thing. It's not an outright prohibition. And because of that, we don't think that this bill gets implicated in the FAA's states can regulate 400 feet or less. My cousins are mostly commercial pilots. I have one for one of the majors, one for Southwest, one for SkyWest. I can't keep up with all the different ones that I have that are pilots, and I've worked with them on this bill, and we think that, again, this is the large drones, not the hobby drones that are equipped with the capability already, which currently in the market, those are a very small segment of drones, but they're also coincidentally the ones that can cause most damage. And we believe that those should be the ones that should automatically shut off too when they get near the approach of a commercial aircraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Other questions from other members? Senator Gaines, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Assemblyman Gatto, for bringing this forward. And we share the same concerns on drones, but want to make sure that the market can remain open and people can enjoy them and industry can take advantage of it. I like every element of your bill, but I have an issue with the insurance provision with regards to the mandate, and I'm wondering if does it have to be a mandate? Could it be something that's permissive, that if you wanted to get the coverage, it was a market would be created and people could. So
it's funny, when we introduced this bill, we thought that the insurance mandate was right because there had been the incident in West Hollywood where the guy hit the power lines, and you had 600 people without power, and you had people who were operating key medical equipment, and they were really upset because West Hollywood has a number of hospitals. You had the baby in Pasadena where the drone fell out and hit the stroller, and the baby was injured. And we just thought this is sort of a fundamental thing, which is you have to be responsible financially for what you cause. And when something is flying, it can cause some havoc. And we were positive that the insurance industry would come out in full support of this bill, because we are mandating something, we're mandating a new product for them. And you can imagine our shock when we have had the insurance industry fighting us every step of the way. We're still not sure why they are, frankly. But we do believe that by delaying the implementation date till 2020, that we have struck the right balance. And I should say that there are already insurance products that exist that they can offer to the public. Several insurers are starting. I think AIG, for one, is starting to offer these products. They won't cost a lot. The guy from the insurance company mentioned hobby aircraft. Well, the difference between hobby aircraft and drones is that drones are designed to be flown around populated areas. The guy who's taking a picture of a house to sell it has to get near the house. The guy that's covering a concert has to get near you and I. When you're flying a plane, you're flying a plane. You're flying the model plane to watch it fly. So there's a big difference between a vehicle like a car, which is designed to transport human beings in a street with human beings, and a drone, which is designed to be around human beings, and model aircraft. So we really do believe the insurance requirement is only a matter of time. We think it's important, and that's at least my opinion.
All right, just to clarify, because it seems like the exposures vary too. So if you had a commercial application, I think that would, in my view, be different and potentially more severe, and a larger level of liability exposure versus a hobbyist drone owner. And is there any provision within your bill that addresses hobbyist use versus commercial use, or is it treated all the same?
We do treat it the same with keeping in mind that the majority of people who have certain types of drones will have insurance coverage on the natural. So, for example, we fielded the question, well, wouldn't this be covered by homeowners insurance? The answer is yes. Some homeowners insurance would cover this type of thing, just the same way that, like, if one of your sons hits a baseball maybe your homeowner's insurance covers that. But the majority of people buying drones tend to be younger. They tend to be people who might not have a home to have homeowner's insurance for. So by putting an insurance mandate in the bill, we aim to cover those people with the acknowledgement, and I know this is sort of the reverse of what you're asking, but we believe that the farmer will already have insurance for his drone or her drone. We believe that homeowners will be covered 50% of the time, but it's that small part of the market where if they pay $5 for a policy, then society benefits because an injury can be compensated. Yeah,
right, I think I'm going to lay off at this point.
All right.
I'd like to see it as it moves through and see what our final legislation looks like on the floor.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Other senators? Senator Roth, please.
This insurance issue, the examples you gave were commercial examples in response to the question. So if you impose a requirement on a non-commercial user, that's the 15-year-old that goes to the store to buy the drone, how do you enforce that? How does it work? I understand with automobiles, because you have a license and you have registration, but how do you enforce this requirement?
Well, the federal government requires that drones are registered. So it's the same way you enforce it with automobiles. I mean, if somebody knocks into something and somebody gets in a car accident and they don't have insurance and the police find that out, well, then you're going to have consequences. And so it's the same principle. I mean, if somebody does some damage and they don't have insurance, then they have violated the law. That is negligence per se under civil law, and that person would be subject to pretty darn high liability.
We don't control the federal government, so we can't insist that the FAA require proof of insurance before registration is permitted. How does it work?
Well, I'm not sure that proof of insurance, I mean, I haven't renewed my license for a long time, but I don't think that we're required to show proof of insurance at the time that we renew a vehicle either. In the state of California, the time that it is, we are required to show proof of insurance is if we get into an accident. And then there are consequences if you don't have proof of insurance when you're pulled over or when you get in an accident. And so this is a similar thing. I mean, if somebody flies a drone near a fire and there's a first responder there and they say, hey, young man, you're flying a drone near a fire. Show me, I want to see that your drone is registered and I want to see your proof of insurance. It's the same way when law enforcement pulls you over right now.
But what's the consequence? If, first of all, one of the issues with registration and with drones, as I see it, unless and until a transponder or some other identification device is implanted in the drone, I don't know how you're going to tell who's flying what when it causes a problem, unless you find a piece of it that has a number on it, I suppose. But assuming you can do that, then what are the consequences of operating a drone without insurance?
Well, we make it so that it is the law in California, and that would subject someone to civil penalties if they don't follow the law. It would also subject them to enhanced liability if they don't follow the law.
So that's in some other bill, I assume.
Yes, and by the way, I should mention that I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that the federal government should require there to be something inherent in a drone, internal in the drone, so that we can identify it. Because until then, I agree with you. I mean, right now, federal law requires a sticker to be placed on a drone. And if that drone gets near a fire and the sticker burns, you can't identify who that is anyway. That's something that we can't control, though. And I wish we could, but that's something we can't control.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, sir, for your...
Senator Mendoza, please.
Mr. Chair, I know there was some amendments that were taken earlier.
Yes.
Before I ask the question, I want to know what the amendments were about, or were they passed out, or?
Senator Edmond, can you go over your amendments, please?
Sure. So we accepted the committee's recommended amendments, which I, as the chairman said, will be taken in the next committee, which would clarify a drafting error to clarify that only the insurance requirement will be subject to the delayed implementation date, to clarify that geofencing technology prevent drones from flying anywhere prohibited by law rather than within 5 miles of an airport. So that includes fires as well. And also specify that the Department of Transportation, the only state agency with an aeronautics department studying the use of drones, shall determine the adequate insurance levels. Great. And that's similar to some of the amendments that were requested on Senator Annabeth Jackson's bills, which you voted for earlier this year.
Okay.
One quick question, I guess. I know that
we made the amendments, but they're going to come up, they're going to be in the bill if the bill is approved here between now and the next committee, so.
I know the insurance issue keeps coming up, and you're right, it's in the other bill, but I know the two bills are going to be competing for the governor's signature, maybe, so one might be more appealing to the other if you make it a little bit different, right? So
this bill goes 2020, the other bill goes as adopted, so.
Right, so it's a little bit different there.
2020, it's a little later, so.
I know that here in the analysis, it does say that
I'm assuming that there's going to be some changes in the Judiciary Committee. The chair might want to look at that, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Senator Jackson is the chair, of course.
Oh, I see.
I guess there's,
Got it. Well, anyway, I'll definitely give a courtesy vote today. The insurance issue continues to, and I know Mr. Gaines is a big proponent of drones, and he's been working on some drone legislation. I know that seems to be a concern to many, so, but I'll do a courtesy vote today, and hopefully we'll get it fixed before it gets to the floor.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions? Do you want to close?
I think we all sense that legislatures tend to overreact when there's a high-profile incident, and I think we all know that it's our duty to protect the constituents we represent. We can avoid any overreaction for future incidents, and we can also make sure that we protect our constituents by taking thoughtful steps before there is an incident. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Okay, thank you. Any motion on this? No. Is there a motion on this bill? Move the bill. Okay, there's a motion. Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Assembly Bill 2724, the motion is do pass and re-refer to the Committee on Judiciary. Senators Bell, Cannella, Bell aye.
Bell aye.
Bell aye. Cannella?
No.
Cannella, no. Allen? Bates? Gaines? Galgiani? Leyva? McGuire? Mendoza? Mendoza aye. Roth? Roth aye. Wachowski? 3-1.
3 votes in favor, 1 opposed. We will hold the item open for other members to come.
Thank you very much.